Hi, and welcome to this month's reward video for October 2016. Just going to give you a really quick rundown of what you're going to be getting and the story behind all the stuff that's going on. But first, let me show you that this is this month's postcard, and I will be announcing the winner of this postcard a little bit later in this video. So before I begin, though, I do have a story about these postcards. So there's been some bad news, and I've already told this to the last winners. But I sent off the postcards, and they never made it. And part of the reason why is I suspect there was a news article recently about some local post offices where there have been some arrests because there were post office people who were stealing mail. So one of those post offices happens to be my local post office. So I'm not 100% sure that it got stolen. It could have been completely my fault. I could have put the wrong information. I don't know what I could have done to mess it up, but the postcards never made it. So either they were stolen or I screwed up. In any case, they never reached the winners. So what I have done is I have made photocopies of the scans that I did of each of the original postcards, and I am remaking them. So for example, I've already done one. Based off of the original, and in fact, if you notice, I did some adjustments of stuff I didn't like in the original. If you look at them side by side, you can see that I made slight adjustments to this new one. So I was unhappy with some things in the original, so when I remade this new one, I've made some adjustments. So I'm going to be sending this one out soon. And then there's the Batman one and the Batman. So there's Batman one, and I just penciled it so far. I have to ink it. And I'm going to ink it different than I did this one because I think I could improve on it. So I'm going to re-ink it, and I'm going to try to improve on it so you're going to get a nicer version of this original postcard. So yeah, I think I can make it better. And I'm very excited about trying to make it better. So that's what's going on with the postcards. So you will get the postcards as soon as I'm done. I'm going to be doing it this weekend. Instead of doing like a how-to video, I'm going to be working on those postcards. This month, there's going to be a lot of JPEGs. And, the PSD files are going to be very, very big. And for Silver Patron reward patrons, I was able to upload all the PSD files this time, so you're going to get everything. No worries. I figured out how to do it. I had to erase some layers and stuff, and I had to split up some of the comic layers and stuff like that. But you're getting everything. But the JPEGs are straight out of my sketchbook, so there aren't any PSD files. They're all just high-res JPEGs of my sketchbook pages. So let me talk about a little bit about my sketchbook pages here. Yeah, so here we have the sketchbook page that I finished from the last time. You'll probably remember the last JPEG that you saw of this. There was only the top part up here that was done, and then I started messing around with a little bit more. So the stuff that I've been doing is more of this illustration for the book. I did a little bit more of that earlier this month. So that book stuff I want to get into. I want to work on that, those illustration things. The problem is that I want to also finish the Black Terror Kid comic that I've been working on for a year now. And I've come to the realization that I've been way, way, way too neglectful finishing what I start. Like I've got so many ideas that I'm so excited about that I end up starting new things without finishing what I've already begun. And enough's enough, you know, like you could get it's too much. So what I've done is I've decided to postpone doing any more work on any of the illustrations for my wife's book, not because I don't want to do it. I am going to get to it. The problem is I want to finish the comic. So finish the comic first, then work on the rest of the stuff. So I decided that on the trips on the metro home and any time that I've got, any chance I've got, work on the comic, finish it. Once that's finished, it's going to free me up to do other stuff. So as you will see here, here's the first page of the comic finished. There are more pages of the comic, and you get to see them here. I'm just going to really quickly, and I inked the last few pages. You will also get figure drawings from last week and the week before. Yeah, so hopefully by next month you're going to have the complete Black Terror Kids comic done. The problem with that Black Terror Kid comic, because I'm putting it together into a 22-page story, 22-page floppy book. Problem is that for a long time, believe it or not, I lost the original file for the first Black Terror Kid comic. I didn't know where it was. The only thing that I had was a PDF and low-res JPEGs of the comic book pages, and I couldn't find the actual Photoshop files, and that was really frustrating until only recently I actually finally found where they were. I had labeled them the wrong name, and that's why I couldn't find them, and so I did find them. The problem is that the copy that I found in my backup hard drive wasn't complete. So that means that the last page and a half is missing color. I have to recolor those last two pages. On top of that, there's another 5-page Black Terror Kids comic story that I never colored. Thing is that now I also have a Black Terror Kid web page, and if I'm gonna put all the web comics up there, all the comics, I wouldn't mind having that 5-pager also be colored in color. So I may end up having to color that because I really want to get to start illustrating the chapters in my wife's book, and I don't want to just be working on this thing forever. So I promised myself that it should be ready before December, so I don't end up spending an entire year just working on this thing. That's what I'm going to be working on. That's what's going on with all the rewards. And now let me announce who won this month's postcard. This month's postcard is going to George Ward. All right, it is yours, and all I'm going to need from you is an address to send it to. It doesn't necessarily have to be your personal address. It could just be an address. And hopefully you're going to receive it, because now, by the way, I'm sending the postcards not as postcards, but I'm sending them in envelopes the traditional way, so that hopefully they don't get stolen and they get to where they need to be. Okay, so thank you so much for being my patron. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.